been going on here in Silver Spring. So very interesting, and how that plays a factor. They're 1-2 since coming off that kind of break that they got. So, this team is still very good. They're still looking overall solid, without a doubt. A couple of guys getting dinged up. We'll talk about that later, but I'm still pretty optimistic for this Thunderbolts squad.
T-Bolts are 2-0 versus the Giants this year. First one was on the road 6-4. Second one versus the Giants here at home, they won 9-8. And in that game, it was the pitching that started out strong. We saw Josh Damaraki, 4 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs. Damaraki maybe a pencil in for an all-star this year. No earned runs in 3 starting appearances. And Nikki Keene, like last night, locked it down with basically a 2-inning save. So the T-Bolts 2-0 versus the Giants, and they're looking for their 3rd win on the year against the visitors from Gaithersburg. Here's the starting lineups for the Gaithersburg Giants. Leading off, it's Brady Ruiz-Weiss, and center field. Hitting second is Danny Orr, the DH. Hitting third is Colin Hughes. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Brady Powell in the cleanup spot. He will be over at second base. Aaron Babayev will be playing in left field. Hitting fifth, Joey Nicholson in the 6th spot playing right field. Bryce Rudisil will be over at first base. Hitting 7th, Aiden Marino is in the 8th spot, and he will be playing shortstop. And Ryan Maxey will round out the Gaithersburg Giants lineup, and he will be playing at third base. For your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts, it'll be David Vazzo leading off, playing shortstop, hitting second, Caleb Sturdivant in center field, player who has really shined defensively these past few games. We'll talk a little bit more about it later tonight. Steve Thomas will be hitting third. He's heating up, and he will be playing right field. Aiden Driscoll, another catcher in the DH spot, hitting cleanup. Jack McCarthy is hitting fifth, 3rd catcher in the row, and he will be doing the catching for the T-Bolts. Braden Foster hitting 6th over at first base. Nolan Cutney making his return after a little while will be over at second base. Gabe Ruiz will be the 8th hitter, and he is in left field, and Bryce Curry will round out the Thunderbolts order playing third base. Pitching matchup, it's Zach Danielchek versus Britton Wildison, and for Danielchek, he's making his first appearance since that Metro Soco game, the righty from the University of Tampa. This will be his 2nd appearance. Last appearance versus the Crop Dusters, went 5 innings, only 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So he's making his 2nd appearance for the T-Bolts about 2 weeks later than he last pitched on the mound. And meanwhile, for Britton Wildison, sophomore from Newmarket, Maryland, goes to Golde Beacom College, making his 3rd appearance, coming in with a 1.50 ERA, and in his last appearance went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, none earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts against the Metro Soco Braves on the road. Patrick, the T-Bolts trying to beat the Giants for the 3rd time this year. How can they make it happen?
I think this season it's really just been about pitching, right? This pitching has been pretty unbelievable for the Thunderbolts so far this year. If these bats can kind of pick it up, which they've been doing a little bit, I feel like the lineup's gotten better and better as the season's gone on. Just kind of, building some chemistry with these guys. They're coming together more as a team. So, if they can do that, if they can hang a couple runs up, I think they'll be in a good spot. Just with how dominant this pitching staff has been, at the top of the league.
T-Bolts will have a busy week coming up. Tomorrow they'll be on the road at Metro Soco for a doubleheader. They'll be at Southern Maryland on Tuesday, at Olney on Wednesday. They'll be home here Thursday against Bethesda. On Friday they'll be at Alexandria, Saturday at DC, and then Sunday they will be facing off against Metro Soco here at home. So this will be a big test, a big week for the T-Bolts coming up, and they're facing off against teams that they have all faced off against before except for Southern Maryland. We were supposed to play a couple games at Southern Maryland earlier this season, but the rain was unforgiving, and we had to reschedule a couple of times, but happy to make up some games with some doubleheaders this week. And we hope you join us for those games coming up as we get later into this week. In terms of standings, the T-Bolts are tied for first with Bethesda. They're technically second since Bethesda has a tiebreaker over them. They're 2-1 versus the T-Bolts. But the Thunderbolts 7-4 on the year. Technically tied for second best record in the league, right behind Southern Maryland. T-Bolts are going to see Southern Maryland in a few days. They are 9-1 and on a 9-game winning streak. So we will see them later this week, but that's a conversation for a later time. Now, T-Bolts and the Giants facing off for the third time this year. We thank you all for joining us, and we will take a quick break here from Blair Stadium. Be back in a little bit for the beginning of this one. Stay with us. You're watching Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts baseball on the T-Bolts YouTube channel.
The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service is located at 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring. It's a one-stop shop for all of your auto body and mechanical repairs. Burnt Mills offers the highest quality in auto body work and repair service, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service, 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring combines state-of-the-art games, a mouth-watering menu, and the most innovative drinks anywhere. Plus, watch your favorite sports on large TVs with epic stadium sound. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is famous for its raw bar and wood-fired grill. It also offers the city's best cocktails, beer, and fine wine. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week, Motorcat is not just food, it also reflects historic Takoma Park's progressive roots. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Welcome back to Blair Stadium. First pitch set to go in about a couple of minutes. This is a 6 o'clock game, so we start an hour earlier than what's usually the scheduled time, 7 o'clock. But we appreciate you for tuning in. Here are the umpires. It's Tim Abel calling the balls and strikes behind home plate. Dave Stewart over at first base, and John Venna will be over at third base. Thanks again for joining us here from Blair Stadium. Leave a chat wherever you're watching from, or if you're excited to watch T-Bolts baseball. First home game in about, I believe, 10 days. So it's been a while since the Thunderbolts have returned here, but we're happy to have baseball finally back at Blair.
Don't forget about our shout out with the camera. Very important that we get that in.
Quick shout out to Neil Levon's wife for hooking us up with a camera. Really appreciate it. We had a little bit of an unfortunate situation yesterday. One of our players ran into our camera, lost it, but we have it on camera. But we appreciate the help, and we're glad that we have a new camera, and we're excited to give you some baseball here at home. The T-Bolts will be wearing their home jerseys, the whites, T-Bolts across the chest with the lightning bolt in the center, the red numbers, and the blue caps with the red T and the yellow lightning bolt. Meanwhile, for the Gaithersburg Giants, they're wearing their road blues, navy blue with light blue Gaithersburg across the chest, and they have gray pants today, showcasing their road jerseys.
It's a pretty nice jersey. I'm not gonna lie on the other side. That looks good.
Wish we could show you the Oni jerseys. They have some interesting ones, especially at home. On the road, they've got completely different. They're a wild card in terms of jerseys.
It's a very interesting uniform duo for sure. You got the yellow jumpsuit on the road and then the overalls at home. I don't know if I've ever seen a combination like it.
Full slate of games going on tonight in the Cal Ripken League. Metro SoCo will be facing off against the DC Grays, and that one actually went final. DC won 13-8 over Metro SoCo at Woodbridge High School. We've got Olney at Bethesda. That one starts at 7, and Alexandria at Southern Maryland. So a full slate of games here on a hot Sunday evening in Maryland, around the DMV area. And here we go. Brady Ruiz-Weiss against Zach Danielchek. Here's the first pitch from Danielchek, up and away for a ball. And we are officially underway, 6:09, first pitch.
And now that Danielchek, just an important note, now that he's pitching in this game, he's not gonna return on the mound against Metro SoCo, who he was starting against when they pick up the game tomorrow.
The 1-1 in there for strike two. 1-2 quickly on Brady Ruiz-Weiss. Ruiz-Weiss playing center field from Potomac, Maryland. Played for Yale. Here's the 1-2 outside for a ball, 2-2. Went to St. John's High School and played only 5 games for Yale this season. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases clear. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside for a ball, 3-2.
Danielchek coming out of the University of Tampa, very highly regarded D2 baseball program.
Payoff, swing and a miss, strike 3. Zach Danielchek starts off the game strong with a first inning strikeout.
There you go. That's how you set the tone right there. Just blowing him away. You know, got himself into a 2-2 count. And Danielchek, all 6'5", 235 of them, is going to get a first out here. That's a good tone setter.
Ground ball left side. This gets past Curry, and that'll be a one-out single for Danny Orr.
Pretty good piece of hitting there for Danny Orr. I mean, just he hit that ball hard. It seemed like Bryce Curry may have been in a position to make that play, but, you know, got it under the glove. Obviously, Vaso wasn't there either, so that was a well-struck baseball, no doubt.
Here is Colin Hughes coming up. First time we see him. He was the player of the week in the North Division. This one drops in for a base hit. Back-to-back singles from the Giants, starting off strong in the opening inning.
There you go, back-to-back hits. Thought Danielchek might have had the ball in his court initially, but back-to-back singles here by the Gaithersburg Giants. I thought Vaso would have had that ball. I thought it was shallower off the bat than it initially was, as McCarthy goes out there to have a mound visit, but just kind of ended up in a poor man's Bermuda Triangle out there, you know. So Thunderbolts starting to get into a jam here.
Giants have a good offense. They're second in batting average, first in hits, second in extra base hits, and second in RBI. So they have a good amount of power. They've got a good offense. It's been the pitching that has kind of been their Achilles heel. Here is Brady Powell at the plate in a good spot, and he will take a first pitch ball a little low there.
It's a good thing if the Giants can kind of slug a little bit. You know, if they're getting runners on base at the top of the order like this, then that's going to be a big X factor in their favor.
Dropper on the third base side, and it is 1-1.
Shout out that third base coach, though. Nice snag.
Powell from Lusby, Maryland, redshirt sophomore at Radford. Sticks on the board here in the opening inning. Danielchek will pause, look back at second, over to Orr. It's Orr at second, Hughes at first. In the opening inning between the Giants and the Bolts. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for strike two.
Danielchek definitely getting ahead in these early counts. You know, obviously, Danny Orr swinging first pitch, but he's gotten to 2 strikes out of 2 of the 3 hitters early.
Bouncer that gets away over the top of McCarthy, and both runners will go station to station. So now the Giants have 2 runners in scoring position, and Powell's at bat becomes even more important for the Giants.
The woes continue for Jack McCarthy. I mean, it has not been the cleanest season behind the plate for him. We've seen him have trouble throwing out runners, maybe blocking at times. But I have a feeling he could figure it out.
Grounder over to third, stopped by Curry. Slings to first, high throw, and the runner is out. But Hughes goes over to third, so a run comes in. It'll be an RBI ground out, and the Giants lead 1-0 here in the first.
I mean, Bryce Curry definitely fundamentally sound there, checking the runner back on second base. Fires over across the diamond. Good thing Braden Foster's as tall as he is over there at first base. You know, 6'5", 230. I thought he was safe initially with the high throw, but fortunately the Thunderbolts catch a break, and they'll trade the run for the out.
Gaithersburg ahead 1-0. Here is Aaron Babayev, and he will take a ball, 1-1. Babayev, another player who has traveled a lot from Glen Head, New York, goes to college in California in San Mateo, and he is playing here in Maryland. Grounder on the right side, past the diving Foster. A run's going to come in. That'll be an RBI single for Babayev, and it's 2-0 Giants over the T-Bolts in the first.
Heroic effort by Braden Foster, laying out for that ball. Just hit off the glove, and then that makes a tough hop for Nolan Cutney over there at second base, who is backing him up. That's a tough break for the Thunderbolts. That's going to bring in the second run.
2-0 Giants, and here's Joey Nicholson. Well, the Giants can certainly score. Already mentioned they're one of the best offenses in the league. Their last game, actually, they led 8-2 versus Olney throughout the majority of the game, and then in the 8th and 9th innings, as a strike will be called there, 1-1. In the 8th and 9th inning, Olney's scored 7 straight runs to win 9-8. So they stole a victory in Gaithersburg. I mean, especially for a team like Gaithersburg, as that one misses 4-ball, 2-1. You need as many wins as you can, especially at this point of the season, but that is just a painful way to lose.
It's a nice stop there from McCarthy. You know, didn't block it earlier, but he got it that time.
2-1, popped up. Center field, Sturdivant going back, racing to his right, and he makes the catch for the final out. So that'll end the first for the Giants, but a good spot for them. They put up a couple of runs, and after a half inning, it's the Gaithersburg Giants 2 and the T-Bolts nothing. Stay with us for more Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts baseball action.
Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Sky Point.
Here for the bottom half of the first inning, T-Bolts trailing 2-0. It'll be Vazo, Sturdivant, and Thomas to face Britton Wildison. First pitch to Vazo, and he bangs this on the left side. Bounces foul, though, past Max Eckert over on the third base side. Wildison, sophomore, goes to Golday Beacom College in Delaware from Newmarket, Maryland. Spent a decent amount of playing time at Golday Beacom. He's trying to ride the hot hand here against the T-Bolts.
David Vazo, a guy who can set the table pretty quickly. We've seen him be really aggressive, you know, just being the leadoff hitter for this Thunderbolts team. You know, it can pay off sometimes. You saw him have that triple against the DC Grays earlier this year on the first pitch of the game.
Strike there, and it's 0-2 on Vazo. Vazo, speedy guy, can give you double-digit steals. He had it at Moravian this year. And here's the 0-2. He flares this in the air out to shallow left, and Marino makes a nice backwards catch for the first out.
Very similar to the fly ball David Vazzo got in the top half of this inning. You know, nice back pedal there from the shortstop. You know, you don't normally want to do that. It's not the most fundamentally sound thing, but whatever works, works.
Here is Caleb Sturdivant, who was the hero yesterday for the Thunderbolts. Made an unreal catch out in center field to take away extra bases from the big train. Made an awesome catch, and he threw out a runner over at first to end the inning. I mean, that was an amazing play. We wish we had it on camera. Ball outside, 1-1.
There is a clip of it. I know if you check social medias. Sturdivant just feels like that guy playing great defense. Bat's a little behind, though.
Takes a strike. It's 1-2. Yeah, the clip is up on our social media. Appreciate the folks at the Big Train for giving us that clip. Here's the 1-2, a bouncer, 2-2.
And not only was it a fantastic grab, it was a double play, which, you know, cherry on top there. You know, that's fantastic.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Caleb Sturdivant, searching for his first hit of the year. And he swings and misses for strike 3. Breaking ball gets him. 2 up, 2 down for Wilderson in the first.
Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that from Sturdivant this year. And just trying to find it a little bit, try and find his footing. Obviously, he's got a lot of confidence in the outfield. You know, we're just hoping the defense can translate into the box with that confidence, swinging the bat a little bit.
Here's Steve Thomas, and he will take a first pitch ball. Thomas, one of 4 catchers. Excuse me, that'll be a strike. Thomas, one of 4 catchers on this roster. Bangs one on the left side, goes foul. Nice play by Max Eckert. It's him, Driscoll, McCarthy, and Bonnier who have been the 4 catchers that have played so well this year in all the roles. And you often don't have that many catchers who can do it all.
We talk about it so much, just the versatility that this catching room has for the Thunderbolts. You know, Driscoll can get in the outfield, Thomas can get in the outfield, Bonnier can get in the outfield. Thomas can obviously just hit. You see it right there, but, you know, Max Eckert's got a true luxury with all the backstops he has when you want to get guys off their feet behind the plate.
2-out single for Thomas, and now Aiden Driscoll comes up. Driscoll has been a guy who has played catcher, played in the outfield, and been a DH. He's been a hitting machine this year, and he's trying to turn it on here at home. First pitch, a ball outside, 1-0 on Driscoll.
Feels like all he's done is hit since he's gotten to Silver Spring. I mean, you know, he works gritty at-bats. You know, he waits on his pitch, and that's valuable in this lineup.
Driscoll dribbles one foul on the right side, and it is 1-1.
Also a very high-profile player, given the school he goes to in the University of Maryland over in College Park. You know, the Big Ten's not a baseball school, but Power 5.
Bouncer gets away from Hughes. It bounced probably 15 feet in the air before it dropped, and that'll be second base for Thomas. Weird spot, and the T-Bolts take advantage of the error.
I thought that thing was going to go over the netting. It went so high up. I thought Thomas could have also grabbed third there, but unfortunately did not take the chance, which, I mean, he is not the fastest guy in the world, so maybe worth it.
2-1, ball outside, 3-1. The T-Bolts yesterday, they drew 13 walks in 2 games versus Bethesda. They took advantage of a lot of miscues on the Bethesda pitching staff. Here's the 3-1, slow roller on the right side, picked up by Powell, slings over to first, close play to Rudisil for the final out. So the T-Bolts, after a 2-out single, come up empty in the first, and through a full inning, it's the Giants 2 and the Thunderbolts nothing. Stay with us, more Thunderbolts action when we return.
SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. SkyPoint believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, SkyPoint has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. Visit SkyPoint's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971. Specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. United Therapeutics.
Here in the top half of the second, welcome back to Blair Stadium. It'll be 7-8-9, Rudisil, Marino, and Maxey. And the first pitch misses for a ball. Bryce Rudisil. Mount St. Mary's guy from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Went to Gettysburg Area High School. Has been a pretty solid player, kind of a utility guy over on the right side of the infield. A ball high, 3-0 now on Rudisil.
I think if you're the Thunderbolts, you got to hope that Daniel Check kind of follows a trend, which I personally noticed, where Thunderbolts arms have a rough first inning or two, and they kind of get it back in for 3 or 4 innings.
And the T-Bolts, as a whole, their pitching staff is the #1 in the league. 3-1, low ball 4, and that's a 5-pitch walk to Rudisil. I mean, with this pitching staff, too, you got to credit their defense. I mean, this defense has been really good, and it's helped save a lot of runs. Here's Aiden Marino now, who has a runner at first with no outs and a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this defense do a lot. I mean, Cutney had a game-saving play. Sturdivant had arguably the play of the year. Ruiz can get it in left field, just to name a few guys in this lineup. So, you know, there are definitely some guys that can do the dirty work, and, you know, it's valuable.
Bunt single for Marino over at first base now. This is back-to-back innings with 2 runners on. And here's Ryan Maxey. Maxey having himself a good stretch. It's in 2 straight games, looking to make it a 3rd here. Big spot for the Giants. First pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 on Maxey. From Woodsboro, Maryland. Went to St. John's River State College in Florida. Daniel checks 0-1. In there for strike 2. Quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. And no outs for Zach Danielchak. 2 on. Here's the pitch. Bounces low. Gets away from McCarthy a little bit, and he makes a nice stop.
Second block of the day for McCarthy, keeping it close. And that's one of those spots where you want to do that, you know, with ducks on the pond. You know, runners on first and second. Don't want to hand them an extra 90, essentially.
The 1-2 from Danielchak. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Zach Danielchak. There's one away here in the second.
It's a big-time strikeout for Danielchak. As I was talking about with those runners on, you know, able to pick up and out without them moving up a base. That's what you want to do if you're a pitcher in this spot. Now you can look for the double play.
Bunt laid down, goes foul past McCarthy behind his left shoulder. Here is Brady Ruiz-Weiss. Ruiz-Weiss struck out on the first to start off the game. And he will look for a rebound at bat. Ruiz-Weiss. We'll take a second pitch strike as that one was foul tipped into the glove of McCarthy. 0-2 quickly on Weiss.
Just trying to get it down in this at bat. You know, again, just Gaithersburg's looking to move those runners, but Thunderbolts aren't allowing that to happen right now. And now the bunt is taken away.
Popped up left side out towards Ruiz. Couple steps over, and he makes the catch for the second out. So 2 away here. 2 runners on still, and Danny Orr is the next man due.
Makes sense. Runner didn't tag up on that one. Ruiz would have had a pretty easy throw in to get the runner at third. If it was to right field, different story, but Gabe Ruiz being a good defender out there, making it happen.
Danny Orr slashes the first pitch foul. 1 for 1, a single in the first. The sophomore went to UMBC. We see a good amount of UMBC players on the field today.
Yeah.
Frederick, Maryland.
Some UMBC guys on the other side. Gabe Ruiz, Nolan Cutney. These guys played together in the spring, and now they're facing off each other in the summer.
Stop made there. It's 1-1. It's got to be fun to see your college teammates, especially since they're on the field at the exact same moment.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to think that it's all in good fun. I mean, everyone's here for the same reason, just trying to develop, trying to get better as a baseball player so they can go out into their colleges and make a bigger impact than maybe they did in the previous year. So, you know, it's fun. It's a fun wrinkle that some of these guys get to be on 2 different sides.
Tapper over to third. This one goes foul by just a hair. 1-2 now on Danny Orr.
Can they see the helmet for Danny Orr with the retriever on it?
2 on with 2 outs. Danny Orr at the plate against Zach Danielchak. Looks back at second and fires home for ball 2. 2-2.
Deuce is wild now for Danielchak. Love to get out of this inning unscathed after allowing some early damage last inning.
The 2-2 fouled back right to us.
That's why the screen's there. It's there for protection. You want to keep everyone safe, even up here in the press box. No decent crowd tonight as well. Shout out Thunderbolts fans. Team's playing well. You can't complain.
Another 2-2 from Danielchak. Bouncer away. Stop made by McCarthy, but both runners advance their respective bases.
I think it was a smart decision there with McCarthy. I mean, that pitch was kind of just in the dirt. Picked it pretty well. But, you know, that's maybe don't get the grip on the baseball you want to if you're a catcher. So
Payoff, swing and a miss, strike 3. Daniel Check's 3rd strikeout of the game ends the threat and puts out the fire here in the 2nd. Through an inning and a half, it's the Giants 2 and the Thunderbolts nothing. Stay with us to see if the T-Bolts can get some offense going in the next inning. We'll be back in a moment. More Thunderbolts baseball when we return.
United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a restaurant, a cafe, and a tavern. The cafe features freshly roasted coffee and lunch. The restaurant offers dishes made from ingredients grown on Zinnia's on-site garden. The tavern has draft beer, wine, and cocktails. Details at eatzinnia, that's ZINNIA.com. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
We return to Blair Stadium for the bottom half of the 2nd. McCarthy, Foster, and Cutney to face Britton Wilderson. T-Bolts are looking to get some men on base. First pitch is a high fly ball out to shallow right field. Racing in front is Nicholson to make the catch. One away in the 2nd.
pretty quick up and down there for Jack McCarthy coming out of the squat behind the plate. I mean, it's not what you want to see. You want to get those runners on base if you're the Thunderbolts, because I believe that this team is at its best when they're feeding off each other, just kind of creating that carousel. And it's just McCarthy got under one.
First pitch, ripper right side. That's a fair ball past Rudisil's glove. Here comes Braden Foster racing for second, and he's got himself a one-out double in the 2nd. Nice slash over to first by Foster. Great start by the T-Bolts.
I mean, that's just a great swing. He pulled it, got it in his wheelhouse, just hit it right down the line. You know, Foster going to get some run now here at first base, I would assume, with the Brady Grimes kind of day-to-day injury, getting spiked against Bethesda. I think Foster's a pretty capable guy, but I know that we'll miss Grimes in the lineup.
Cotney pops it up. Nice diving catch there made by Nicholson for the second out. Nicholson already has had a busy couple of plays, and now Gabe Ruiz will come up.
Looks like he overran it in a way. I mean, he looked like he reached behind him. So that's interesting in itself. But hey, he got the job done, picked up the out, and Foster's still on second.
Ruiz will take a ball. From Silver Spring, Maryland, went to Paint Branch High School. There's a runner in scoring position, and this one is foul. The T-Bolts have had a lot of close calls over on the third base side today. Some strong swings.
They're just peppering that line. Obviously, Foster did it, got it fair. Had another swing early in the game. I believe it was Sturdivant. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I apologize, but they're right there, the Thunderbolts, right on the doorstep.
Pops it up, went on top of the press box, and it'll stay 1-2.
Heard a little thud there. That was not pleasant, but it happens.
Foster at second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slow roller left side. Going to be a tough play. Who's going to pick it up? It's Marino. Throw's not going to be made, and that'll be a 2-out single for Ruiz. Showing off the speed. Keeps the inning going for the Thunderbolts.
I mean, Gabe Ruiz just kicking those wheels into gear. I think it's more of a testament to Ruiz hustling down the line rather than, you know, maybe a shortstop great play or whatnot. You know, just a great job done.
Now here is Bryce Curry. He'll take a first pitch ball. Saw Curry yesterday. He's been a constant presence over at third base, playing at third base again tonight. And he will take a strike. It's 1-1. Ruiz at first and Foster at third in the bottom half. Strike called, and Ruiz steals second. Nice jump ahead of Hughes there.
Pretty textbook right there. I mean, runners at the corners, runner knows that catcher's not going to throw down. It's always what I was taught behind the plate. You know, you don't want that runner trying to steal home.
1-2, flared in the air out to center. This will drop in front of Weiss. That's a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in and score, both Ruiz and Foster. And Bryce Curry comes up clutch, a 2-run single in the second. We are tied 2-2, Giants and the T-Bolts.
It's exactly what the doctor ordered right there. I mean, just, it was kind of a blooper, but, you know, Bryce Curry coming through in the 9-hole, just a steady presence over at third base. And, you know, the runners are obviously in motion, and we got ourselves a brand new ball game.
Back to David Vazzo, a sophomore from Moravian. Popped up to short back in the first. From North Wales, Pennsylvania. Got a runner over at first. That's Bryce Curry. Wave and a miss. Brought it down to a knee, and it's 1-1. Well, the RBIs department is something the Thunderbolts want to continue adding. 7th in the league in RBIs, and that hit right there certainly helps that department. Bouncer low on the 1-hop, and it's 2-1. I mean, it feels like these hits are going to get better, especially yesterday. Feels like it's an encouraging sign. 2-1, away for a ball, 3-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if these Thunderbolts bats can just pick it up, get their pitchers some run support. I mean, this staff has been workhorse throughout the early comings of the season.
High ball 4, a 5-pitch walk to Vazzo in the second. And the T-Bolts aren't done yet. 2 on with 2 outs. And the line continues. Here is Caleb Sturdivant.
Yeah, I mean, David Vazzo, a guy that Brock Hunter likes having in the leadoff spot. Talking to him a little bit earlier today, you know, whether he feels like there's a set lineup or he's still mixing and matching overall. You know, he's still kind of feeling it out a little bit, but pointed at David Vazzo in the leadoff spot, and he really likes what he can do. A few other names in here for sure that Hunter likes that we'll get to later, but, you know, Vazzo, I do agree. I think he's a really solid leadoff guy at shortstop.
First pitch to Sturdivant is a strike. Well, for Caleb Sturdivant, he is 0 for 23 to start out the season, but feels like in this situation he is due for a hit. Waving that yellow bat. The 0-1 goes inside for a ball, 1-1.
I will say that Sturdivant's got some really cool bats. We've seen him rock the teal bat this year, or I don't know, seafoam bat, and then now he's got the gold. And he's certainly looking good.
The 1-1, and Sturdivant skies it in the air out to center. Who's going to have it? Looks like it's going to be Powell, and it is. So a pop-up to Powell ends the frame for the Thunderbolts, but a really good inning capped off by a Bryce Curry 2-run single. Through 2 full innings, it's the T-Bolts 2 and the Giants 2. Stay with us for more action when we return.
The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Here for the third, it'll be Hughes, Powell, and Babayev to go against Zach Danielchek. Thanks again for joining us. A hot Sunday evening now in Silver Spring, Maryland. Weather's supposed to be in the 90s this week. Grounder on the right side on one pitch. Foster wins the race ahead of Hughes, and that's the first out.
There you go. I mean, the Thunderbolts got some mojo on their side now. That's, after a 2-run inning, coming up with a big-time hit from Bryce Curry. These Thunderbolts, they can come out here, put up, a few zeros. I think they can be in a really good spot.
Powell had that RBI ground out in the first. Brought in the first run of the game. Two-sport athlete at Pautext High School. Grounder over a short Vazo to first, and it is just a little bit late. The throw was good, but it was just a little bit off timing-wise, and that'll be a one-out single for Brady Powell.
I mean, that was a great effort by Vazo. That's about as clean and smooth of a play you're going to see at shortstop. Backhand, picked it up, fired in the hole, and just unfortunately couldn't get it there in time. The arm slightly short-served on that play, but
back to Babayev. Aaron Babayev standing on the left side. Swings and misses at a breaking ball. 1-for-1 with an RBI single. Both him and Powell had back-to-back RBI swings. Brought in the second run of the game for the Giants. Here's the 0-1. Runner's going to throw from McCarthy. Bounces just a little late. The throw was good, though. That'll be a stolen base for Powell in the third.
I mean, that throw was really good from McCarthy. Just skipped it in there. That is what killed it, unfortunately. He threw it on the money. It was accurate, but just a little bit more arm strength.
The 0-2. Chopper on the right side goes foul. Danielchek so far 3 strikeouts and searching for a fourth.
He's Got him on the ropes, 0-2. Sure he'd love to get another strikeout here.
Look back by Daniel Check at second. He fires home, and this one is just outside for a ball, 1-2. Third inning in a row that the Giants have had a runner in scoring position, and Babayev will try and scoot him over. 2-2 game, T-Bolts and the Giants. Daniel Checks, 1-2 pitch, wave and a miss, strike three. Zach Danielchek strikes out Aaron Babayev, gets his fourth strikeout, and waves bye-bye to Babayev. Second out in the third.
Nice job there from Danielchek. Picking up a big strikeout. It feels like he's gotten quite a few of those over the course of this game. And Babayev, he got kind of disowned last time these two teams played here at home. You know, just punch out after punch out after punch out. I believe he had a golden sombrero.
Joey Nicholson at the plate, flew out to center in the first. Sophomore from Middletown, Maryland. Throw over to first by McCarthy. That's late. That'll be his second stolen base for Brady Powell. Nice stop there by Curry, keeping it in the infield.
Haven't seen the greatest of throws from McCarthy this inning. You know, they're on line, they're on target. Obviously, Bryce Curry coming in clutch with a pick. Not letting that situation get any worse.
Daniel checks 1-1 inside for a ball. Nicholson just finished his freshman year at Gaston College in North Carolina. Played for the Rhinos. Played in 57 games, and he hit .385 at the JUCO level. Here's the 2-1, and that is laced in there for strike two.
Obviously, it's harder to get yourself on the map if you're a JUCO guy. You know, it's a little bit of a shortcut in a way, but you know, guys can certainly hit it at that level.
2-2 outside for a ball. Full count coming up on Nicholson and Danielchek. Danielchek has thrown close to 60 pitches at 55 now.
I imagine he'd be done pretty soon.
And this one will bounce low, ball four. So Nicholson wins the battle, draws a 2-out walk, and there are runners at the corners for Bryce Rudisil.
Tough look there for Danielchek. Had him where he wanted him. You know, full count, just couldn't execute that final pitch. And at this point in the game, when Danielchek is approaching the 60 pitch mark, if he's not already there, I mean, that's not the greatest thing you want to see out of a guy like Danielchek.
Brock Hunter's coming out, warrants an infield conference. Have to imagine here Danielchek gonna get through this inning. That meeting is more of a confidence booster, if anything. No one's warming up in the T-Bolts bullpen, unsurprisingly. And Bryce Rudisil returns for the second time.
Seemed like it was a little bit of a check-in with Danielchek. Just making sure he can stay on track a little bit.
Nicholson at first, Powell at third. Here's the pitch, and this one is hit well in the air out to center. Sturdivant racing back, and he makes a nice running catch for the final out. Sturdivant is everywhere in the outfield, and he showcases the speed there to get the final out. Through 2.5 innings, it's the T-Bolts 2 and the Giants 2. Stay with us for more T-Bolts baseball.
Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service is located at 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring. It's a one-stop shop for all of your auto body and mechanical repairs. Burnt Mills offers the highest quality in auto body work and repair service, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service, 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring combines state-of-the-art games, a mouth-watering menu, and the most innovative drinks anywhere. Plus, watch your favorite sports on large TVs with epic stadium sound. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Motor
No, don't say that.
It'll be Thomas, Driscoll, and McCarthy to face Wilderson, and this one is smashed in the air out to center. Drops in for a base hit. Extra bases for Thomas. Going for three. Here's the throw, and this one is going to be late. That'll be a leadoff triple for Steve Thomas. What a start by Thomas. Hit 95 off of the bat. What a swing and what a start in the third for Steve Thomas.
I mean, that is amazing right there. Steve Thomas busted it out of the box the whole way. For some reason, they were playing him in, it felt like, or he just drove it that well. And he saw it immediately off the bat. It seemed like he aggressively went for third, but it paid off. And a really nice job there for the newest Yukon Husky.
Aiden Driscoll due up. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Takes the first pitch strike. And Driscoll rips this on the right side. Gets past Rudisil. And Thomas comes in to score. An RBI single for Aiden Driscoll. And the Thunderbolts have their first lead of the game over the Giants. It's 3-2, Silver Spring Takoma.
Driscoll just doing a job. That's pretty much clockwork for him. Picking up hits left and right. Brock Hunter talked about how he can just hit anything. His plate coverage has gotten rave reviews from his head coach. You can see it right there, just poking a single pull side, knocking in Steve Thomas. That's exactly how the Thunderbolts would have wanted that to go.
Jack McCarthy now up. 3 catchers in a row. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right, and he will shoot this foul on the left side. 1-1.
McCarthy's certainly got a good player in the tank. You know, all-star last season, Marymount University high, and it's just, he's really good. The ability is right there. He just hasn't fully put it together this year.
McCarthy mashes us in the air out towards right. It'll be Nicholson making the catch right next to Weiss for the first out.
Now batting the first baseman, number 26.
So 2 flyouts, both to Nicholson in back-to-back innings, and now Braden Foster comes up for the second time. T-Bolts have already had 2 extra base hits, the triple and the double. And Foster will take a ball that skips low. It's good to see that power coming. Hoping that they can sustain it. Foster waves and misses at a strike. Breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
I mean, I think you can say this at any level of baseball, but there's always a need for thump. You can get on base all you want, but as long as you have a guy that can drive one deep, doesn't have to be a home run. It can just be a double, extra base hit, whatever you call it. But you got to have someone that can drive in runs with authority, not just moving station to station, playing some small ball.
1-1 goes foul. Foster, the redshirt senior, played for Youngstown State in Ohio this past year. Always a consistent team in the Horizon League, but they struggled this year. And Foster will hit this high in the air out towards center. Can of corn for Weiss, and he makes the catch for the second out. Back-to-back flyouts by the T-Bolts.
Yeah, I mean, that was about as textbook as that's going to get. Weiss was just, had that ball all the way. I think there was little to no chance for Foster once he hit that ball. Pretty easy play there for the center fielder. And I'm sure he's had to make plays that are a lot harder than that.
Nolan Cutney will rip it foul. Good to see Cutney back in the fold. Just missed a couple of games. Junior from Montoursville, Pennsylvania. Takes a bouncer away, and that is 1-1. Last played 8 days ago at Oni. So making his first start back. Another UMBC retriever. The 1-1, and this one is hit high in the air left side. Foul territory right in front of the Giants dugout, and Hughes makes a sliding attempt at the catch, but it falls away. Good effort there by Hughes, but just out of reach.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a heroic effort by the catcher. Looked like it was going to get out of play, and he slid right in front of the railing. It's always dangerous territory for a catcher. They're already in jeopardy as it is. If you're diving like that near a wall, is scary. Luckily, he's okay.
1-2 out to right, caught by Nicholson, and that is the final out. So the outfield for the Giants doing it all, recording all 3 outs. And through 3 innings, the T-Bolts now lead 3-2. Stay with us. More baseball action from Blair in a moment. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is famous for its raw bar and wood-fired grill. It also offers the city's best cocktails, beer, and fine wine. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week, Motorcat is not just food, it also reflects historic Takoma Park's progressive roots. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Hello and welcome back to the Thunderbolts Baseball YouTube channel. We're here at Blair Baseball Stadium. Daniel Check is back out there. Brock Hunter did say that pitchers have not hit innings limits yet. It is mid-June, mid to late June. Squared a bunt by the first hitter there. Aiden Marino, sophomore out of Bradenton, Florida. Looking to bunt, but he pulled the bat back in time. So he takes a strike to even up the count.
Yeah, and Bradenton is actually where IMG is at, so played close by. Kind of cool to be so close to such a big high school.
Maybe he'll end up, or no, never mind.
He went to Out of Door Academy in Sarasota, so another big athletic academy.
I was going to say he could end up at IMG, but then I remembered IMG's high school. Swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-2 on Aiden Marino. I mean, Florida can just pump out baseball players. It gets their job. You know, that's big-time colleges in Florida with the Florida Gators. You got IMG Academy for high schoolers. It's a big baseball scene just with the warm weather and even spring training down there as Marino strikes out.
Really nice pitch there from Daniel Check. Now that's 4 straight innings with a strikeout. He is on fire right now.
Absolutely. Very interesting to see him still out there. I'd imagine he's creeping up on his last inning or two of the day. That's grounded over to first base. Braden Foster picks it up cleanly and taps the bag for out number 2.
I mean, that's exactly what you want if you're Zach Danielczyk. You want quick outs, you want quick at-bats, and you get one right there on one pitch.
There you go. Maxie just hit a weak little ground ball over to first base. And that one is also tapped. Foster's going to try and pick it up fair, but it is foul. Didn't quite get there in time for Braden Foster. Brady Ruiz Weiss gets a little bit lucky there with strike 1. We'll see what he can make of the new opportunity. That one is also tapped foul.
Yeah, and both those pitches were a little low there. We'll see if he decides to go with the high fastball and try and get his 6th strikeout.
Just like you mentioned, a strikeout and at least one strikeout in every inning for Daniel Check. He's got another hitter in a 2-strike count. Love to finish him off and finish the inning, but not on that pitch. So that one is a little bit wide of the strike zone. One, 2 is tapped back to Daniel Check. He's a big guy. Doesn't move that well and can't get it out in time for a single. Ruiz Weiss running it hard out of the box. He's going to have himself an infield single.
Yeah, tough play to make there by Daniel Check, but good thing for him, he didn't throw it away, so he'll just swallow the single. And now here's Danny Orr hoping for a quick out like the last couple.
Certainly not the worst thing to happen. There are 2 outs, so some room to play with as McCarthy failed to block that ball. Wide turn by Ruiz Weiss around second, daring to go to third, but does not do it. And McCarthy, once again, just disappointing. Can't quite block. He's blocked some balls today, has let others slip through the cracks. Runners off again. McCarthy, throw was there that time, and Bryce Curry did not squeeze it on the back end, and that will bring in Ruiz Weiss. Just putting pressure on the defense the whole time. Brock Hunter looks like he's going to have a word with the home plate umpire. I don't know what you could potentially argue there. And that's just another tough break for the Thunderbolts. I mean, all Bryce Curry had to do was squeeze it. And what was initially a harmless infield single turns into a 3-2 lead. Or pardon me, tie game, 3-3. Cut and a miss by Danny Orr. Count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, I think Brock Hunter was having a word regarding the hitter Orr not getting out of the way in time.
And that's hit hard by Orr in the left field for a base hit. I mean, yeah, it's the lane. It always feels like there's fogginess around lanes being given in baseball. You know, where the catcher can go on a throw home. You know, whether the runner has to get out of the box on a stolen base or stay in the box. I think the official rule in baseball is the runner has to stay in, the catcher has to get around the hitter. But obviously, tough look as this game is now tied. I thought it was 3-2, but I forgot about the Steve Thomas triple and Ian Driscoll RBI. It's Danny Orr on first. Ball one from Daniel Check. Colin Hughes, the hitter of the week, will now stand in. And he's going to drive that the other way for a base hit. So Gaithersburg Giants making stuff happen with 2 outs. Nonetheless, that is impressive. Yeah, that's what separates good teams from great teams. If you're able to get runs in with 2 away, it's exactly what they're doing. And then some. They have runners on first and second.
Yeah, and these top 3 hitters, 5 for 9 in their first 3 at-bats each. They are carrying the load on the road.
And that ball driven foul into the opponent's bullpen, which has no action, by the way. So we'll see Wilderson get some more work.
Powell's already had a good day at the plate, an RBI and a single. See if he can get some more action.
Ball 2 in the dirt, or no, ball 1, pardon me. Guess that was fouled away.
Looked like he got a foul piece, so it's 0-2.
Okay. I think I did hear crack at the bat initially. So count is 0-2 with 2 outs. 3-3 in the top of the 4th. Daniel Check winds the pitch. That is driven out to left field. That might be out of here, and it is. This inning has snowballed on Zach Danielchek as Brady Powell drives that one to the pull side. Just hit it off the concrete wall with the railing of the firehouse. And that will put Gaithersburg on top 6-3. Good old Earl Weaver there, as some old school Oriole fans would call it. Earl Weaver always condemned the 3-run homer, and that's exactly what Gaithersburg gets on that one.
104 off the bat. That was destroyed. And no doubter. First one we've seen of the season off the fire
times at Bethesda. I was not there for that game, but he also had a home run at 104 miles an hour. 1-0 to Aaron Babayev. Takes it for a strike. Even count 1-1. The ball is grounded over to Foster. Daniel Check hustling over there. Good old PFP. But obviously some frustration from Daniel Check as he let some serious damage happen with 2 outs in that inning. Gaithersburg Giants on top 6-3. And this one will be back.
Nando's. Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Scott
So we are back here in the Thunderbolts Baseball YouTube channel. Gabe Ruiz starts off the inning with a foul ball. All the momentum is on Gaithersburg's side after that 3-run shot by Brady Powell out to left field as Ruiz swings through it for strike 2.
Yeah, this inning the T-Bolts just need to work good at bats like they've been doing all game. They've had a lot of good chances and just need to keep it going.
That pitch popped up. Gabe Ruiz getting over to first, but that is caught out in left field by Aaron Babayev for the first out.
Solid swing there from Ruiz, but just kind of died out in the Silver Spring air.
Yeah. We're getting a nice breeze up here. That's good, but
need more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, it is pretty humid outside. You think the ball would travel a little bit more, as that is ripped down the line by Bryce Curry. He's going to go for 2. That throw is airmailed. An absolute cannon from Aaron Babayev in left field, but maybe too strong for his own good on that throw, as Bryce Curry is going to pull into second with a double.
I mean, Bryce Curry is having himself a great game. 2 for 2, gets a double, a smash past the glove of Maxey over at third base. I mean, he is heating up.
Straight up just out of the reach of the third baseman Maxey, as that is driven by David Vazzo. And is that going to be down? It is. He couldn't find it initially, but now Bryce Curry is going to be in a rundown. And he will be tagged out. Very unfortunate break for the Thunderbolts. Right fielder Nicholson was confused on where that ball was. Bryce Curry trying to push the envelope. David Vazzo gets into third on that drive. Would have been nice to have the runners on second and third, but unfortunately that's not going to happen.
I believe that's 9-5-2-5, the fielder's choice.
That is
do not see that
pretty crazy.
Very often.
Yeah. You see something new every day at the yard. I'll tell you that much. I mean, the right fielder just lost it as Sturdivant takes that one down low.
And for Sturdivant here, trying to get his first hit of the year. This is another good spot on a 6-3 game. Need a base hit.
Yeah, this would be a good spot to pick up that hit, but it will not happen. Slump continues for Caleb Sturdivant. That is out number 3. What could have been a bigger inning winds up with a goose egg on the Thunderbolts side. We'll be back after this break.
SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. SkyPoint believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, SkyPoint has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. Visit SkyPoint's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971. Specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
All right, so we're going to be having ourselves a pitching change for the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Daniel Check's day is done on the mound. 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs. All of them were earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Unfortunately, that 4th inning did him in, as Aiden Denham will be handed the ball to kind of bridge the middle innings here. That one is upstairs, 2-0.
Yeah, Denham, one of many pitchers on this T-Bolt staff to have not given up any earned runs. Last appearance, 2 innings, 1 run, a walk, and a strikeout at Olney on the 14th. So he was strong in that 8-3 win.
Ball 3-0 for Nicholson at the plate. But yes, we did see Denham pitch against the Crop Dusters in a dominant 8-3 win, as you said. There's a strike into Nicholson. Seen him against the Alexandria Aces and the only Crop Dusters. Those are the 2 games that he's pitched in. Brock Hunter certainly has the versatility of arms, just has a whole collection, feels like, this summer. It's what he gives the testament to whenever asked about how good this pitching staff has been. I think, just having this amount of guys and having good ones too is a very positive sign for the Thunderbolts, as that is ball 4.
Giants are a good offensive team. They've had runners on in every inning. Really stung the T-Bolts with a crooked number in the fourth, a 4-run fourth.
Yeah, that's really been the standout inning on the stat sheet here. Obviously mentioned that Daniel Check kind of got done in by that inning. Was having a pretty solid outing up until that point. Was 1 out away from completing that inning in a clean fashion as that has popped up. Foster has room in foul ground for out number 1.
The shortstop, number 1, Aiden Marino.
Aiden Marino will now get a shot at the plate. Takes a strike, initially squared a bunt.
Marino played at Gardner Webb in North Carolina this season.
And that is grounded over to Curry, who's playing in. There's 1. There's 2. The Thunderbolts get out of it with the double play. That is a job well done. A little 2 for 1 for Aiden Denham on the mound. Bryce Curry in a perfect position to execute that double play. And a good old 5-4-3 around the horn for the Thunderbolts. They're still down 6-3, but they'll look to make something happen in the bottom of the 6th.
United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a restaurant, a cafe, and a tavern. The cafe features freshly roasted coffee and lunch. The restaurant offers dishes made from ingredients grown on Zinnia's on-site garden. The tavern has draft beer, wine, and cocktails. Details at eatzinnia, that's ZINNIA.com. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Bottom of the 5th. I know I segued into the break incorrectly. Steve Thomas down 0-1 in the count. Grounds that right back to the pitcher, running to his glove side. Simple 1-3 putout. And Steve Thomas will be the first out of the inning.
Yeah, really through these first 4 innings, we've seen a lot of really strong swings by the T-Bolts. A couple of extra base hits in that fielder's choice by David Vazo. If that was relayed a little bit clearer, the T-Bolts probably could have gotten on the board, but tough sledding there, but overall I really like their offensive output.
Yeah, I mean, they've certainly had their opportunities in this game as Aiden Driscoll takes one outside. It's a guy who can certainly count on getting on base, whatever means necessary. So he takes a strike 1-1. That pitch is down low. Now to bring the count to 2-1.
Driscoll, a top high school catcher at St. John's Prep in Massachusetts, was ranked as the #3 catcher according to Perfect Game.
Not only that, was a quarterback in high school for the football team. Went to high school in Danvers at St. John's Prep, like you mentioned. Shout out my family up there, and that will be out number 2.
The participants for the water balloon race again, Nolan Curtin, age 12, and Saba, age 11, are now batting for the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. The catcher, number 18, Jack McCarthy.
Jack McCarthy will be the last hope in this inning with 2 outs. Hoping he can drive a ball into a gap, as he was certainly hoping to with that swing, but unfortunately to no avail.
Hammer on the point again, but this is 1, 2, and 3. Catcher, 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 all hitting.
We know McCarthy can be a really good backstop. You know, Driscoll, we haven't seen behind the plate yet. And we've seen Steve Thomas get double barrel action both in the corner outfield and behind the plate. You know, just Brock Hunter fully maximizing his catchers as McCarthy grounds it over to second base. Easy put out for Powell. Picks that one up, fires on the first. And the Thunderbolts go quietly in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the 6th after this break.
The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service is located
So we are back here at Blair Baseball Stadium, 6-3 Gaithersburg Giants, as they have gained all the momentum in this one after the 3-run shot by Brady Powell. Thank you so much for tuning in at home if you are listening to us here on Sunday. Cutney makes a nice play. Shout out Sammy King in the chat. We were also sad after that home run. That was pretty demoralizing, to say the least. Brady Ruiz-Weiss will get up to the plate now. Guess there's some Brady power. I mean, Brady Grimes went yard yesterday. Brady Powell going yard today. I mean, Brady's got something going. So there's a swing and a miss by another Brady Ruiz-Weiss. foul that off. Looked like it hit his front foot or shin, something like that. He will stay at the plate for an 0-2 count.
Yeah, this top half of the Giants lineup really strong. All three of those hitters having hits. They've had some really solid swings here in Silver Spring.
0-2 from Denham is cut on and missed as Curry having a little trouble throwing it around the horn. Trying to scoop up a low throw from McCarthy, but either way, Aiden Denham, nice breaking ball, just pummeled that thing down in the zone. It had some late action, getting the hitter to bite as he picks up out number 2. And now we got a shift going on here. And that's high and tight to Danny Orr. Very solid hitter on this team. He's got a 2-hit day, 2 singles and a strikeout. And yeah, we got an extreme shift. So Bryce Curry, Nolan Cutney, and David Vazzo all playing on the left side of second base. That is ball 2, or at least our left side to their right side.
You almost never see shifts anymore, so this is cool. Little blast from the past, as it was banned by the MLB a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see it anymore because the MLB, like you said, it's no longer a thing. So now getting a little bit more creative, no doubt. So that is ball 3 to drive the count to 3-1. Braden Foster all alone on the right side of the infield. I mean, if he can just drive it on the right side of second, that would be it, as Caleb Sturdivant is there to make the catch. So shift wound up not mattering on that one. But the Thunderbolts are still down 6-3 after a 1-2-3 inning from Aiden Denham, who has done a nice job bridging the middle innings here if his day is done. We'll be back after these messages.
Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service is located at 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring. It's a one-stop shop for all of your auto body and mechanical repairs. Burnt Mills offers the highest quality in auto body work and repair service, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service, 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring combines state-of-the-art games, a mouth-watering menu, and the most innovative drinks anywhere. Plus, watch your favorite sports on large TVs with epic stadium sound. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
All right, so bottom of the 6th for the Thunderbolts, looking to get some action on the base paths as Braden Foster will swing and miss at strike 1.
T-Bolts trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Foster not helping that cause. Runs the count to 0-2 on that foul ball.
And Foster had that double in the second. See if we get another big swing out of him.
Would be nice. Getting into the later part of the ball game. So there's a good swing, and that is fair. Foster will pull up at first base. Not going to try and go for 2, which was the smart decision. in hindsight with that throw. And Braden Foster's going to lead off the inning with a single.
Yeah, and that swing very similar to the first hit for him. Out to right field, just a little flare job. And he's a player who the T-Bolts really want to see heat up. He was an all-star last year.
We certainly know he can be really good. And that's going to be caught. Nolan Cutney killing maybe a small fire from the Thunderbolts with that foul ball for out number 1. Certainly not helping the Brady Grimes truthers in this press box. Braden Foster just keeps getting on base and hitting. But, I mean, Brady Grimes is also out dealing with an injury. He did get spiked against the Bethesda Big Train, unfortunately. Max Eckert saying he's day-to-day right now, just kind of taking it easy. We did see him, I think, hit BP earlier today. Gabe Ruiz gets the count 1-1.
Yeah, that's just a luxury you have. You have so many guys who can play so many positions, and it's wise to give Grimes a day off.
Yeah, I mean, you can give Foster the run, as that is going to fall. Foster was halfway between first and second, but he is going to slide in safely, luckily enough. You know, could have very easily been backpicked by either the second baseman or the center fielder, but not enough coverage in the infield to make that happen, as Gabe Ruiz just dumps in a little single there.
Yeah, both Ruiz and Foster 2 for 3. Those are the two guys you really want to see get going.
Gabe Ruiz fouled away Max Eckert over at third base, as the third base coach almost made a grab, but not quite.
How about this? 10 hits for the T-Bolts already. They had 7 hits yesterday in 2 games, already up to 10 now.
Although, unfortunately, the 10 hits are not paying dividends with only 3 runs, as Ruiz hits an absolute tape measure shot foul. Or pardon me, that was Bryce Curry to play Gabe Ruiz on first. That's going to be a long strike, too.
I mean, swings like that, it just feels like this is a much different team. This might be the best offensive performance we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a lot of hits, even if they're not scoring runs, which is good. Those are things that you can fix as you get into July, as Aaron Babayev makes the catch out in left field for out number 2.
See what Vazo can do here. Couple runners on. We've seen him have a couple of clutch hits, especially yesterday. We'll see if he can find that bell here.
Lineup turns over. David Vazo, as you mentioned, it would be nice to see him get a hit. This is kind of Brock Hunter's favorite type of table setter. David Vazo is certainly a guy that can do that. It's a little bit similar of a profile to Matthew Walters, where those guys, if they get a hold of one, they're going to do some significant damage. But if they don't, it's just kind of pointless. But, I mean, David Vazo, I think, a little bit more electrifying of a player. Matthew Walters, more three true outcome-ish. And that pitch looked inside. David Vazo gets rung up on a tough strike 3 call. I understand him shaking his head as he's walking back to the dugout. That pitch did not look that good. But nothing you could do about it. No ABS system here in the Ripken League, and you know, it's even then you can't really argue balls and strikes. So Thunderbolts we are 2/3 of the way home on the Thunderbolts Baseball YouTube channel. Andrew will take care of you the rest of the way.
Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is famous for its raw bar and wood-fired grill. It also offers the city's best cocktails, beer, and fine wine. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week, Motorcat is not just food, it also reflects historic Takoma Park's progressive roots. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring is the best chicken in the world because it uses peri peri sauce. From chicken on the bone to wraps and sandwiches, along with salads and veggie options, Nando's is your choice for great food. Nando's Peri Peri Chicken on 924 Ellsworth Drive in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Oh, okay.
We return to Blair, top of the 7th. It'll be Hughes, Powell, and Babayev. My name is Andrew Relvas, joined alongside Patrick Moran. T-Bolts trailing by 3 runs. Need the offense to get going. Aiden Denham still on the mound, and he finds a first pitch strike on Colin Hughes. Hughes tonight 2 for 3. He was named last year's Hitter of the Week in the Cal Ripken League.
Yeah, I mean, Denham's done a pretty solid job here. He's put up a couple of zeros after kind of a snowball inning on Daniel Check, putting up 4 runs with 2 outs. So
Grounder over to short. Vazo throws to Foster, and that's the first out.
David Vazo just being silky smooth. I mean, the fundamentals are right there for David Vazo. He has done a really nice job over at shortstop this year when, you know, you were hoping that Josh Erd was going to be that guy. He was really good last year for this Thunderbolt squad, but Vazo just kind of taking it over.
Here's Brady Powell, and he'll take a first pitch ball. Powell had that 3-run bomb out to left field. He is 2 for 3 tonight. 4 RBIs, having himself quite a day here at Blair Stadium. Takes the ball low, it's 1-1.
I mean, that shot could be the difference maker when it's all said and done for this Gaithersburg Giants squad.
Strike 2 swinging there, and that is the 3rd game in a row that he's had extra bases. Had a couple of doubles, and he gets the home run. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for strike 2. 2-2. Babayev due up next in the top of the 7th. Here's the 2-2. Skips low for a ball. Full count. Denham back-to-back outings scoreless, trying to keep that intact from Freehold, New Jersey. The payoff upstairs, ball 4. Powell did not go around, and that'll be a 1-out walk for the Giants.
Yeah, kind of checked the swing there. That pitch was high and tight for sure. You know, a little bit of indecisiveness, but, you know, didn't go around fully, so catching a break.
And here's Aaron Babayev. RBI single, a strikeout on a ground out today. First pitch, wave and a miss, strike 1. That breaking ball has done wonders for Denham today. Recorded a lot of outs with that. Pause by Denham on the hill. And fires home for ball 1 high. 6 strikeouts in total for the T-Bolts pitching-wise. 5 from Daniel Check and 1 from Denham. They've clipped the double-digit strikeout mark a couple of times this season. In terms of league ranking, they're number 2 in strikeouts behind Bethesda. Time's called, and Tim Abel warrants that. Sticks on the board here for Aaron Babayev with Powell at first. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 swinging there. Another breaking ball.
Just have to shout it out. It was sticks on the board, and Aaron Babayev is number 11. Good old classic sticks. Just want to appreciate that, even though it is a 1-2 count now.
Runner at first. Here's the 1-2. Bounces low.
It's picked by McCarthy. I think we've seen throughout this game, it's been a little bit inconsistent, you know, letting balls get by and also making some nice stops and picks behind the plate. We'll like to see him shore that up a little bit, but
2-2. Chopper right side. Gloved by Cutney. Tough play, and he makes the throw in time. Had a little trouble on the receiving end, but he makes the play regardless. 2 away in the 7th.
Interesting tactic by Cutney. I mean, he did fumble the ball. He thought maybe he could have had an aggressive double play attempt, but instead, you know, with the bobble, just had to toss it over to first, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, he underhanded it. Very interesting method.
Couple warm-up tosses between McCarthy and Denham.
I wonder what the reason is here.
Yeah, not really sure either, as the umpires aren't having any discussions. Players are all alone.
Yeah, no one's hurt. Not that I can tell.
Yeah, everything seems to be fine. Now the T-Boats are going to do another shift. Big gap on the right side in between Cutney and Foster, and Nicholson's at the plate. 2 walks and a flyout, and he'll take a first pitch ball.
Cutney's got to watch that runner at second. Thunderbolts don't want this situation to get any worse than it is. I mean, they're down by 3, and they don't want Gaithersburg to expand on that by any stretch. So Cutney's got to beware of the runner on second for Gaithersburg, who is a team that has a tendency to run at points.
2-0 on Nicholson. Nicholson played at Gaston College, really good JUCO in North Carolina. 3-0 now. Gaston College Rhinos made the junior college tournament, but they fell in round 1. They had a 51-8 record, so a really good school in North Carolina. 3-0. Here's the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Just snuck in there.
Looked like Nicholson may have thought that that was outside. He kind of motioned towards his own dugout like he was going to toss his bat to the side. But
and Denham pinwheels back, goes to Powell, and that's a little late there.
it's a nice look from Denham for sure. I mean, runner definitely a little bit hesitant getting back to the base, but there are just a few too many moving parts for Denham to actually get him.
Here's the 3-1. Poked up foul, and it's a full count. 3-2. Denham looking for the final nail in this Giants inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with Powell at second. Denham already 1 strikeout, looking for number 2 here. Here's the pitch, and this one is crushed foul. Right by the Giants bullpen, just out of reach of one of the relievers there. Got to be careful.
It's been a pretty lengthy at-bat for Joey Nicholson, working it 3-0 to 3-2.
Here's another payoff. Strike three swinging. Aiden Denham serves Joey Nicholson. The high cheese gets his second strikeout, and he ends the inning for the Giants through 6.5. The T-Bolts still trailing 6-3. It's stretch time here from Blair Stadium. Be back in a moment.
Parkview Capital believes your financial strategy should reflect more than numbers. It should reflect you. As a trusted investment advisory firm, Parkview Capital partners with individuals and families to build and protect wealth. Parkview Capital personalizes strategies rooted in your values and long-term goals. Whether you're growing your portfolio or preserving a legacy, Parkview Capital crafts a clear, customized path to your financial future, one that evolves with you. Parkview Capital, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring has been dishing up deli classics since 1963. The Parkway Deli is a family business, and their family loves to bring great food and service to yours. The Parkway Deli is open 7 days a week, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. The Parkway Deli on 8317 Grub Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Here for the bottom half of the seventh inning, it'll be 2-3-4 Sturdivant, Thomas, and Driscoll. And he will still face off against Britton Wildison, who is out for the seventh inning. He's gone 6 innings, 10 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Correction, actually, his day is done. It's Ethan Bell coming in. So I gave you the final line there. New pitcher against Sturdivant, outside for ball 2.
I mean, very impressive nonetheless.
And for Ethan Bell, Gaithersburg native playing for his hometown team. Sturdivant left side, and this one is just foul. That would have been perfect to get his first base hit, but he'll have to wait a little bit. 2-1.
I mean, for Wildison, it was just kind of a classic old school approach. Low strikeouts, scattered hits. Only gave up 3 runs. I mean, that's a quality start in the books. You don't see that very often in this league. But just the length there is impressive.
3-1, and this one is inside, ball 4. That'll be a walk for Sturdivant, and he's on for the first time today.
There you go. I mean, Caleb Sturdivant, it either feels like he's going to get walked, get hit by a pitch, or strike out. And we get the first option there. Kind of a 2 true outcome at this point so far this year, but I mean, he's certainly a guy where he can turn it around, hopefully. You know, it's been a rough go, but.
And here's Steve Thomas, 2 for 3, a single and a triple. A double and a home run away from the cycle.
Anyone could do it. It's Steve Thomas.
Strike call there. It's 1-1.
Hunter has condemned his ability to hit. Just saying that this guy just hits. That was it.
Thomas up the middle. That'll be a base hit. One out, or excuse me, a single for Steve Thomas, and he is 3 for 4, having himself a phenomenal day. T-Bolts now have the tying run at home plate in the form of Aiden Driscoll.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Thomas reaffirming what his coach said. I mean, that was pretty textbook, driving that thing up the middle. And he has got himself a 3-hit day.
Here's Driscoll, tying run at the plate. He'll take a ball outside. Driscoll 1 for 3 today, a couple of groundouts on an RBI single in the third.
I know you said you were talking to Driscoll, but Bethesda saying that he wanted to go yard.
Strike called there. Yeah, I talked with him yesterday. He said, I'm going yard. Make sure to shout me out. Unfortunately didn't, but this is a good spot to be in.
We'll keep that yard card in the back pocket.
1-1. Strike call there. It's 1-2. Going to be swinging Shirley on this next pitch.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, Driscoll's just got a really good feel for the zone. You know, if he doesn't see his pitch, then he's going to take it. I mean, it's just so advanced. This might be the most advanced discipline I've seen from a hitter in my 3 years working here.
1-2, and he does not. You were right. 2-2. Really good eye at the plate.
He's just going to make that pitcher come to him, and those are really good ingredients to just make a damn good baseball player. That's why Brock Hunter likes having him in the 4-hole.
And Driscoll strikes out looking over the heart of the plate. Ethan Bell gets his first out, a strikeout in the 7th.
Well, no good that. That's not what he was looking to do there. Especially leaving the bat on his shoulders to tail as old as time. You never want to see a guy leave the bat on his shoulders 2 strikes and just walk back to the dugout. It's not a good look for anyone involved, but that's exactly what Driscoll did there.
First pitch to McCarthy, gets a piece of it. McCarthy tonight 0 for 3. Feels like he's due here in a big spot. 2 on with 1 out in a 3-run game. Just need something in this inning to feel good. T-Bolts are tied with the Big Train for the best record in the North. Big game here for the Bolts. High and tight, it's 1-1.
You know, I mentioned earlier how I was talking to Brock Hunter, you know, maybe looking to have a set lineup, but I don't think this is necessarily a position where you need to do that. I mean, catchers always get those days off. They're already working really hard, and they kind of get a bit of a discount when it comes to a full season's worth of work. And the fact that the Thunderbolts just have so many capable catchers on this roster, you know, you don't need to play a guy like McCarthy every day.
1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 on for McCarthy, and this is inside. He did not go around, according to first base umpire Dave Stewart, so it'll be 2-2. Ethan Bell in a battle. We'll see McCarthy coming up next, assuming no double play.
I mean, we've just always talked about how deep this catching room is for Silver Spring.
Ripped foul, and it'll stay 2-2. Foster, rather, he'll see next. Give you a score update in a moment. Jam-packed schedule in the Cal Ripken League.
Make it up for lost time of that. Just a whole week of rainouts and poor field conditions. Wasn't any fun, but we're back, and it feels good.
Here's the 2-2, and McCarthy grounds us over to second. Throw is there. Here's the throw at first, and that is the final out. A 4-6-3 textbook double play for the Giants. They execute the twin killing, and through 7 innings, The Giants still lead 6-3. Be back in a moment.
SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. SkyPoint believes banking should be easy to understand, personalized, and focused on making the community a better place. Whether opening your first account or planning for your future, SkyPoint has the financial tools to help you hit it out of the park. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union. They make banking simple. Visit SkyPoint's branch in Silver Spring. More at skypointfcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender. SkyPoint Federal Credit Union, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Silver Spring Jewelry is the Washington area's only complete jewelry store with a staff of 13 jewelry associates and 8 goldsmiths. Now in 3 locations in Takoma Park, White Oak, and Silver Spring. Family owned and operated since 1971. Specializing in diamonds, custom engagement rings, repairs, engraving, and cash for gold. Go to silverspringjewelers.com for more information. Silver Spring Jewelry, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. United
New pitcher in for the Thunderbolts. It's John Doyle replacing Aiden Denham. Denham went 3 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And Doyle will be on cleanup duty here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, John Doyle coming into this ball game here for the Thunderbolts. You know, didn't pitch in 2025. Went to Blake High School in Silver Spring, Maryland. So he is a local guy. And he goes to Marymount University. Is looking to be a criminal justice major for the D3 program.
7, 8, 9, Rudisil, Marino, and Maxey. A ball outside, 2-1 on Doyle. Doyle himself has had a good start to the season. In 2 appearances, no earned runs. He last faced off against these same Gaithersburg Giants 10 days ago. 9-8 victory. Excuse me, swing over to short, fielded by Vazo, and the throw is there to Foster for the first out. Showing off the glove. Nice play by Vazo.
He continues to be clean over at shortstop. David Vazo, just a really good fielder. Liked what we've seen out of him so far this year. Just the steadiness, the good presence, just smooth, connected, calm when he plays. And that's what you need at shortstop. It's arguably the hardest position on the diamond.
Marino will take ball 1. For him today, he is 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a double play. Doyle hoping to make quick work of the bottom portion of the order. That one nearly clipped him again, 2-0. 2 straight from Doyle. Marino, the 8th hitter, and playing shortstop. And he will take a strike there, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Doyle, and there's a strike swinging. It's 2-2.
You know, mentioned earlier, John Doyle coming from Mary Mountain University. We've got a ton of guys on this team, it feels like, even though there aren't that many. I mean, you got Jack McCarthy, who's doing the catching. Ryan Quadros, who's on an off day today.
3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Aiden Marino. Doyle looking to get his second out here. Base is clear for John Doyle. Here's the payoff. Ripped left side, and that goes foul. Scoreboard update, Bethesda leading 5-2 on the top of the 5th at Shirley Povich. Alexandria and Southern Maryland in action. Senators leading 7-2, searching for their 10th straight win. Here's another payoff, and this one is tapped out over the top. Jumping catch made by Vazo right towards shallow left. What a play for the second out.
I mean, that is just a great play at shortstop by David Vazo. He seemed like he measured it a little bit before going up the ladder, grabbing it out of the air. And again, we just continue to see the glove shine for David Vazo in these different ways. And that's a really good out there to make. Kind of taking a hit away, it felt like.
2 away, Ryan Maxey up now. 0 for 3, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. The other final score, DC over Metro Soco, 13-8 at Woodbridge High School. So the Grays, they were, I believe, in second place. Get another win. They moved to 7-5. So Bethesda and Silver Spring Tacoma, you're 1-2 in the north, and Southern Maryland and DC, you're 1-2 in the south.
Been a lot of really good teams this year, which makes for really good competition. Just bringing the best out of everyone.
2-1. Strike swinging there. T-Bolts have already faced off against the Grays a couple of times. Beat them 7-0 a couple days ago on the road. 2-1, that's fouled off, and it's 2-2.
I mean, I know this is a developmental league, but it is nice for these guys to still have some competitiveness out here. You know, kind of fighting for something rather than just going through the motions, you know, trying to get better each and every day, which is probably the bigger and overarching goal, but.
Ground ball right side, played by Cutney, throws to Foster for the final out. A 1-2-3 8th inning. No problem for John Doyle, and through 7.5 innings, the T-Bolts still trail 6-3. Time to get the offense going. We'll see if it can wake up in a little bit. We'll have a word from our sponsors right now and be back here at Blair.
United Therapeutics is guided by the principles of always striving to do the right thing and relentlessly pushing to always do better. As a result, the company was included among America's best companies by Forbes magazine. United Therapeutics in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a restaurant, a cafe, and a tavern. The cafe features freshly roasted coffee and lunch. The restaurant offers dishes made from ingredients grown on Zinnia's on-site garden. The tavern has draft beer, wine, and cocktails. Details at eatzinnia, that's ZINNIA.com. Zinnia at 9201 Colesville Road in Silver Spring, a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th inning. T-Bolts trailing 6-3. It's Foster, Cutney, and Ruiz to face Bell in the bottom half. Foster tonight 2 for 3, a double and a single, and he'll take another ball there, 2-0. Appreciate all our viewers and listeners for watching. Thanks again for joining us on a sunny Sunday here in Silver Spring. The 2-0, and Foster chops us on the right side, past Powell, and that'll be another base hit. Have yourself a day, Braden Foster. He is 3 for 4 and on fire.
Yeah, I mean, you put it exactly how I would have. I mean, Braden Foster is having himself a day. I mean, Powell just picked up the glove a little too quickly, I think. You know, you want to get that glove down, and he didn't really do that. I don't know if he thought the ball was going to come up or what happened, but, I mean, that happens to every baseball player, so, you know, just it's not the greatest look. Brady Powell out there at second.
Foul off by Cutney. He is 0 for 3. Still trying to get on for the first time. 12th hit so far for the Thunderbolts. This is hopefully something that continues for a while. Haven't really seen the offense have this many hits. Strike swinging there, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned how this offense is racking up the hits today. Just not really delivering that knockout punch that they need to. We saw it earlier in the game, you know, with Bryce Curry picking up a 2-out single, driving in 2, but that hasn't really carried throughout the rest of this game.
Cutney fouls it off, and it stays 0-2. T-Bolts had something brewing, 2 on with no outs in the 7th, but they went down in order. Here's another 0-2, and that one's clubbed foul. They've had chances in a lot of these innings. They've left a lot of runners on, unfortunately.
I mean, 3 runs on 12 hits is pretty brutal.
Another 0-2 and another foul off the head of the bat. 7 runners left on in this game. Got to be something that they need to clean up if the Thunderbolts want to win this one.
Yeah, and I mean, the good news is that can be cleaned up, right? I mean, that it's really just all about timing, you know, how lucky you're getting or how unlucky you're getting. So the Thunderbolts can definitely adjust and come back from it.
Fly out to left, Cutney is out, and that'll bring up Gabe Ruiz. Ruiz tonight 2 for 3, just like Foster before that hit. Trying to join him with 3 hits on the day as well.
Yeah, I mean, Ruiz showing some signs of life, 2 singles on the day. I mean, we know he's kind of more so of a glove-first guy. A lot of these outfielders are. You know, you got Sturdivant, who's in center today, Ruiz in left. You condemn them more for the defense. It's more of the calling card, but.
Strike call there, it's 1-1 on Gabe Ruiz. 2 singles for him. Another returner on this T-Bolts lineup. The 1-1 gets a piece of it, and it's 1-2. Hit 238 in 17 games last year for Silver Spring Tacoma. Good bat to have. The 1-2 outside for a ball, very borderline, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes with Foster over at first. Pause by Bell on the bump. Here's the pitch outside for ball 3. Another full count.
Be nice to have 2 runners on here for the Thunderbolts. I know they've been creating these opportunities all night long, but especially now when they only have 5 outs to work with.
Payoff, strike 3 swinging. Down in the dirt, Bell gets a big strikeout for the second out.
third baseman, number 9, Bryce Curry.
And that was kind of a chase there by Ruiz going down fishing for that breaking ball, which had some downward action, no doubt. So it's a tough eat for the Thunderbolts, who are looking to make something happen and get things going.
Curry scoots away from it, ball 1. He is 2 for 3 like Foster and Ruiz. Curry a single and a double. Had a clutch 2-run single in the second. Fouls one off of the pole, and it's 1-1.
Feel like that is a little bit improbable. Obviously, there's way more netting than pole with this, netting on the backstop, but just a little doink off the foul pole. It's something fun late in the ball game.
1-1 flared up the middle on the one hop. A little flip by Powell to Marino for the final out. So after a leadoff single from Foster, the T-Bolts strand him, and through 8 innings, it's still 6-3 Giants. Be back in a moment. Andrew Relvas alongside Patrick Moran for more Thunderbolts baseball.
The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center in downtown Silver Spring presents the best in American and world cinema. They show classic American mysteries from the black and white era, as well as the most modern digital content from around the world. The AFI Silver Theater also features filmmaker interviews, panel discussions, musical performances, and more. The AFI Silver Theater at 8633 Colesville Road in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park helps people turn their dreams into their new forever home. Whether it's a renovation, addition, or a new home, Ben will assist you in picking colors and finishes. He'll explain building codes, zoning requirements, and materials that stress energy efficiency. Ben Norkin of Ben Norkin Architecture at 7204 Trescott Avenue in Takoma Park, a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Burnt Mill. Fielder Brady Ruiz-Weiss.
Here for the top of the 9th inning. It's the Giants 6 and the T-Bolts 3. It'll be 1-2-3 Ruiz, Weiss, Orr, and Hughes. And the first pitch is sailed in there for strike 1 by Doyle.
Last call for the Gaithersburg Giants in this one. And they're in a pretty optimal spot. I mean, they got 1, 2, 3 due up. And if they get any deeper into this lineup, it's going to get into the heart of the order. And they're just going to be running circles around this Thunderbolt squad.
2 quick strikes on Weiss, and it's 0-2. Weiss tonight 1 for 4. Here's the 0-2 outside for a ball. Ruiz, Weiss, another athletic center fielder for the Giants. Have a lot of outfielders who can cover a lot. The 1-2, poked foul off the top.
If you're the Thunderbolts, you want Doyle to keep this score right where it is in this game. I mean, you're down by 3. That's already an okay bit of work for this offense. That has struggled to hit the runners on base.
2-2. T-Bolts have left 8 men on in this game.
Yeah, we could look back on this game and say that a lot of opportunities went to waste.
Inside, and that's ball 3, close to hitting him as well. So it's a full count on Ruiz Weiss. Big inning for the Giants, 4-run fourth. Here's the payoff, and that's ball 4, so that's a little bit low. McCarthy threw over to third, thinking it would be strike 3, but that's a leadoff walk for Ruiz Weiss in the 9th.
Can't really assume anything anymore with umpires. It's just a little bit unpredictable at points. And, I mean, McCarthy is ready to throw it around the horn, but I don't know if he thought he went on the check swing or that pitch was where it needed to be, but kind of a blooper moment.
Swung on and fouled by Danny Orr. He is 2 for 4, couple of singles. Looking to get on for the 3rd time. Well, for TJ Brockway's Giants, this is a team last year that finished first in the Cal Ripken North Division. They won the regular season, but they fell to Bethesda. This year, a much slower start. 2-10 is their record, as that strike is swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Just shows that any year is different in the Cal Ripken League. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time this league is unpredictable with what can happen. Leads can change in the blink of an eye, even if it's a big lead. You know, it's a league of many things.
1-2, really the one constant, though, has been Bethesda. Every year they are always good.
Yeah, it's about the connections. They got the connections to the bigger schools, no doubt.
Throw over to first, and that's late. Ruiz Weiss swipes back in time.
I mean, that was a fantastic look from McCarthy. I mean, quick back pick with the flick of the wrist. You know, quick little shift of the feet. And, you know, just barely got in there. It was Weiss.
2-2. Runners going, and this is going to be late. That'll be a stolen base for Ruiz Weiss. Another full count coming up, or in a battle with Doyle.
I mean, McCarthy, we've seen that from him a little bit. Just not the strongest throws down to second. I don't know why that is.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. John Doyle gets a big strikeout here in the 9th. 1 away.
It's the first out you want. I mean, you got a runner in scoring position for Gaithersburg. Just putting a hitter like Danny Orr away, who could have very well driven him in. Although now you got to deal with the hitter of the week, which is a pretty tall task. I mean, Colin Hughes has had a really strong season, going 10 for 22 last week with an over 1,000 OPS, nearly 1,200.
Weiss is running, and McCarthy won't attempt to throw. So now Ruiz Weiss is over at third. In the 4th, he was responsible for the first run. Swiped 2 bases in really quick succession. He was the first run to come in, and then a 3-run homer from Brady Powell extended the lead. 6-3 the score. Ball 2 low. No one's up in the Thunderbolts bullpen.
Got some action on the other side, though. And, I mean, Ruiz Weiss has just taken advantage of McCarthy today. That was his 4th stolen bag on the night. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
A 2-0. That is low for ball 3. Throws his 16th ball. 31 pitches already. Hughes 2 hits tonight. Been a hitting machine. He's had hits in 9 of his 10 games, and this one is outside, ball 4. So another walk, second of the inning for the Giants. Now they have runners at the corners.
Hughes was taken all the way there. I mean, didn't even flinch, it looked like. Thunderbolts had all the infielders right on the edge of the grass. But now Cutney and Vazo going to be playing a little bit deeper up the middle, looking at the double play possibility. But obviously Curry still playing in, and Foster now has to worry about the runner on first.
Banged in the air out to left, drops in front of Ruiz for a base hit. That'll be an RBI single for Powell, who now has 5 RBIs on the night. And the Giants extend their lead at 7-3 Gaithersburg over Silver Spring Tacoma.
I mean, Powell has done some severe damage to this Thunderbolt squad. Just with all the runs he's driven in. He had the 3-run shot. You know, has an RBI single right there. That's doesn't get much better than that if you're Brady Powell.
Here is Babayev, and he will take a first pitch strike. T-Bolts will be on the road tomorrow at Metro Soco in South County. It'll be the rest of that suspended game that we saw about a week or so ago, and then a game on its own. Both runners going, and they go station to station.
I mean, they're just having a field day on Jack McCarthy. At this point in the game, you got to feel bad. I mean, McCarthy is just, they're taking advantage of his, you know, not being super quick to get up. But
Powell over at second, and Hughes at third. Here's the 1-1, and that floats in there for strike 2.
in Babayev, Thunderbolts had his number the last time they played Gaithersburg. Love to pick up yet another punch out on him in this one.
The 1-2. In there for strike 3. John Doyle freezes Aaron Babayev. There's 2 away here in the 9th.
That is a big second out. Takes a lot of pressure off the defense, which once again was playing in. Now you can just focus on getting a simple, easy out, whether that be a ground ball, just toss it over to first, or a strikeout. Wherever that looks like, Thunderbolts need it so they can get those bats back up.
Ball one outside to Joey Nicholson. He's been on base twice, couple of walks.
Number 10, Joey Nicholson.
Giants looking for their 3rd win on the season. They've been in a lot of close games, including last night. Had an 8-2 lead, but 7 straight runs in the 8th and 9th inning by Oni gave them the comeback win. How about Oni, too? 7-6 on the season. They've had a good offense and a good start. 1-1. Strikes called there. Here's the pitch by Doyle, and that is in there for strike 2. Checks the corner.
Doyle has certainly had his moments in this game, you know, where the stuff's working and you know, he's able to manipulate hitters a little bit better than he has in this inning, but unfortunately giving up a run to extend that lead.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. John Doyle strikes out the side in the 9th, but Gaithersburg gets a run in thanks to an RBI single by Brady Powell. So after 8.5 innings, it's the Giants 7 and the T-Bolts 3. Some serious comeback time is going to have to had here if the T-Bolts want to win this one. We'll see if they can do it in a moment. Be back for more baseball.
Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service is located at 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring. It's a one-stop shop for all of your auto body and mechanical repairs. Burnt Mills offers the highest quality in auto body work and repair service, and they guarantee customer satisfaction. Burnt Mills Auto Body and Service, 10753 Columbia Pike in Silver Spring. a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring combines state-of-the-art games, a mouth-watering menu, and the most innovative drinks anywhere. Plus, watch your favorite sports on large TVs with epic stadium sound. Dave and Buster's at 8661 Colesville Road, Suite E102 in Silver Spring is a proud supporter of your Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is famous for its raw bar and wood-fired grill. It also offers the city's best cocktails, beer, and fine wine. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week, Motorcat is not just food, it also reflects historic Takoma Park's progressive roots. Motorcat Restaurant at 6939 Laurel Avenue in Takoma Park is a proud supporter of the Silver Spring Takoma Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts, the shortstop, number 36, David Vazzo.
Bottom of the ninth inning for the Thunderbolts. Time for a comeback. New pitcher in, it is Alex Cromwell relieving Ethan Bell. And for the Giants in the outfield, they swap all three position players. Weiss goes from center to left, and this one is banged up the middle. Spinning play, and this one will get away. That'll be a leadoff single for David Vazzo.
David Vazzo certainly trying to set the table. Sniffed out a single as soon as that ball got off his barrel. And over at shortstop, made a terrific effort in Eden Marino. Kind of did a little Jeter type of spin. But unfortunately, Vazzo was just doing everything he could to get on base.
Ball low on Sturdivant. In center field, it's Nate Houghton-Henley, and in right, Aaron Babayev moves from left to right field. Alex Cromwell on the mound, fires home, and this scoots inside for a ball. 2-0.
3 outs to get for Gaithersburg. I mean, they got a 4-run lead. I'd feel fairly confident if I was in Gaithersburg's spot right now.
2-0. Chopper, gloved by Cromwell, goes to second, and that's the first out. It'll be a fielder's choice, 1-4.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another tough break for this Thunderbolt squad. I mean, pitcher picked it up pretty seamlessly. Maybe trying to turn two. Second baseman Brady Powell just didn't feel the need to, which is fair. Now you're in the same exact situation, except with 1 out rather than none. And they wiped out the leadoff runner, which also has to feel pretty good.
Final 2 outs for the T-Bolts. Steve Thomas at the plate, and he will take a first pitch strike. For Cromwell, a little bit on him. Redshirt sophomore goes to Towson from Baltimore. Didn't play last year, but this year for the Tigers, 3 appearances. And Thomas gets hit on the lower body, left leg, and that'll be a 1-out hit by pitch for the Bolts.
There you go. I mean, whatever you can do to get on base. It's just kind of what needs to happen right now for the Thunderbolts. Steve Thomas getting hit by a pitch. That's what you do when it's desperate times.
2 on with 1 out, and here's Aiden Driscoll. He'll take a first pitch strike. Driscoll, 1 for 4, an RBI single, a couple ground outs, and a strikeout.
Certainly had some good guys come up in this inning. I mean, Vazzo did what he could. Sturdivant's on base right now. Steve Thomas is just a hitter, and he's also on base. Driscoll in this spot. Braden Foster's probably going to be up this inning.
The 1-1. Outside for a ball, 2-1. Ethan Bell, his night has done 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. The 2-1, high ball 3.
This would be a prime time spot for the Thunderbolts. They could load up the bases. Driscoll's just 1 pitch away from making that happen.
3-1, Driscoll's ahead. Here's the pitch, and that is outside, ball 4, 5-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded for the Thunderbolts in the 9th.
This is where the rally starts.
Now coming up, the catcher, number 18.
It's all in right here. The bases are loaded. I mean, there isn't much a better opportunity than this. You know, McCarthy in a big spot. You hope he prevails.
Sturdivant at third, Thomas at second, and Driscoll at first. Here's the pitch, fouled off by McCarthy. For Cromwell, this is his 5th appearance. He's had 3 of his 4 outings scoreless. Last appearance at Bethesda in a 8-2 loss a couple of nights ago.
Definitely playing some medium depth for Gaithersburg, looking to turn 2 and quickly put out the flame.
Ball inside, it's 1-1 on McCarthy. He's yet to get on base today, but this is a big spot for him in the 9th. 4-run lead for Gaithersburg. Here's the 1-1, fouled off by McCarthy, the catcher. 1-2.
I mean, the Thunderbolts are just aching for that big-time hit. Talked about how Curry had one earlier in this game. I don't think there's any moment bigger than this to pick up a hit for Jack McCarthy.
The 1-2, inside for another ball. 2-2 on McCarthy.
You know, even if he doesn't get a hit and he just gets on base, you're still kind of creating that carousel in a way. Or maybe you even start it, which doesn't hurt when the Thunderbolts are down by 4 and you need to do some more scratch work than normal.
Downstairs, and he did not go around according to first base umpire Dave Stewart. So it'll be a full count. Great job by McCarthy to hold up.
I think he might have fouled that away, if I'm not mistaken.
Looked like either way.
I'm not sure.
And he did foul it off. So he got a piece of it, and it's 2-2. Apologies for that.
Stayed alive. That's important.
And McCarthy strikes out looking. So Cromwell strikes him out on the outside corner, and there are 2 outs here in the 9th.
That was a big time punch out right there for Cromwell. Towson Tiger D1 school right there, CAA arm on the mound. Just executing to the highest level.
Here is Foster, and he hits this one high in the air out to center, but this will be a routine play for Nate Houghton-Henley, and that's the ball game. The T-Bolts rally comes up short. They left a lot of men on today. The offense put up a good amount of hits. They put up 13 hits. Unfortunately, only score 3 runs. And the T-Bolts fall to the Giants for the first time today.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's fair to be disappointed in the Thunderbolts today. I mean, they had a heroic effort. I mean, 3 runs, but on 13 hits, that's just so many missed opportunities in this game with so many runners on base, whatever the number was. It's brutal. And, you know, obviously mentioned that's something that can be fixed, right? You just got to have more timely hitting. You got to come through when it matters. And unfortunately, the Thunderbolts didn't do that tonight. Gaithersburg was able to capitalize, and they'll be back at it in short order, I have no doubt.
The T-Bolts will fall to 7-5, and meanwhile, the Gaithersburg Giants get their 3rd win on the season to move to 3-10. The losing pitcher, it'll be Zach Danielchak, giving up 6 earned runs on the win, will be gifted to Britton Wildison, who goes 6 full innings against the T-Bolts. Thanks again for joining us. The Thunderbolts come up short here at home, but we will be back quickly on the air tomorrow in South County to face off against the Metro Soco Braves for a doubleheader. Make sure you tune in for that, for what should be an exciting doubleheader. Thanks again for joining us. From Patrick Moran, my name is Andrew Relvas. Thanks for joining us for tonight's Thunderbolts game, and we hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night.